All right, that's my two-piece crown. This is the crown. This is the baseboard that I got at Lowe's last night. Yeah, they're gonna have to be painted. That's fine. I'm gonna do light sanding and a paint, ultra white, or whatever I have. That's I think I got some ultra white somewhere. I'll use up, but I think it's gonna be fine. The measure was critical, right? Because I had I had 4.5 inches to cover from the ceiling to the tile. I got my fans on. It's a nice day, beautiful day. So I had 4.5 inches to cover, and you see there, that's 5 inches, right? Now, depending upon, and I have room to move. I can move my crown up on my, and I wound up getting 2.5. Is this 2.5? No, actually it's 3. They have all different sizes now, I guess, right? So that's 3.25. So I wound up getting this. I had to pick through the boards because there's only a few left, and some of them were kind of, dinged around. So I asked the cashier if she could give me a discount, and she said, yeah. So keep that in mind if you're buying lumber, because they don't give veterans discounts anymore for lumber. At least my local Lowe's doesn't. They used to do, they used to give you the veterans discount for just about everything, but now they're getting a little bit tighter. So, all right, so here's my two-piece. That's what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be fine. I really like it. I'll be doing a light caulking on this edge here, and depending upon how it looks on the tile, because this is going to go against the tile, right? Let me get you a piece of tile here. Here, hold on, let me get you set up and I'll see what that's going to look like. Alright, so here's the tile. It's going the wrong direction, but that's alright, give you an idea. So I may or may not put some caulking here, because sometimes you ruin that edge. It's just going to depend on how the wall looks, especially when it comes to a little bit of lippage. Even though I use those two-part clamp system, I might still get a little consistency, so I'm going to see. But sometimes you can actually ruin the edge with caulking. See how nice of a clean edge that looks? And if you put a little bit of, I use caulking like I showed you. I cut off the tip of my tube as small as possible. In fact, I make it just big enough to get the wire down there to poke some holes in it to break the seal. So we're going to wait and see. But I'll definitely probably caulk here. And as far as where it meets the my T&G or my nickel gap, we'll wait and see. Again, it's going to be going up against the ceiling up here, so we'll see how it looks like when it's next to the that nickel gap. All right. So another thing I have to show you is, and I'll bring you inside for this. Obviously, the tile and the thin set have created, its own, distance away from the wall, right? So I have to make up for that. So I came up with a jig, and I'll take you inside to show you. But this is going to go on the go board, and it's going to fill the gap from where the thin set and the tile is. And I'll take you in there and show you. So it's the tightest set. All right, I got you pulled out so you can see maybe a little bit better. So here's a couple things I have to be concerned about. Here's my jig, right? And I'm not going to put this all the way around. I'm going to cut it down and use it. I have to use it in the corners. It's vital in the corners, right? And I'll do it wherever I'm going to fasten the baseboard, the bottom piece of my molding. So, but here's the gap I was telling you about. Remember the tile and the thin set? There's a gap. That's about 3/8 of an inch, just about, a little bit thinner. So I need to fill that. So this is just about a perfect piece. Over here, in various places it might be a little more, a little less. So I'll use maybe some paint sticks for that. So here's some things I want to tell you about with cutting the crown. I'm actually closing up this box, making it smaller. Let's consider this, it's a rectangular box, right? This whole thing. It's a rectangular box, so I want to fill it with crown. So we're going to go, instead of going all the way back to here with my crown measure, the new box is going to be from this, my spacing, right? Now consider there's going to be spacing on either side, right? Spacing to spacing. That's my new box. It's no longer back, hold on. Let me get a pencil. It's no longer back here, all right? It's no longer back here. My new box is going to be at the beginning of my blocking, right? The spacing, and I'll show you that. I'll show you a little bit more of that when I'm in the middle of it. So I'm just going to work on that today because let's see, what am I waiting on? I'm not waiting on anything really. Oh, I took all this out. I did some more cleanup. Oh yeah, let me show you real quick. I started my layout. Let me get you set up. Hold on. I started the tile layout for the bottom of my cripple, and from tile to tile, it's 31. The middle is 31 and a quarter. It was 62 and a half, right, to span. So I'm going to be putting a full tile here, underneath here, full tile underneath here, and then a fill, 2 fills, which this one is 19 and a quarter, and that one was pretty close to the same. I thought I wrote it down, but oh, I know what, the tub was in the way, so I figured I'd wait. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to be starting maybe today. But I'm really kind of wanting to get the cuts. I want to get the back. I'm going to use this stuff, right? I told you as my spacer, but I'm going to glue it. I'm going to use some liquid nails. I'm not going to shoot any penetrating, even though this is a tub surround and it's not a shower. You know, it's so. But I'm not going to shoot any brads or anything, any fasteners in. I'm gonna, and I will be doing that with when I put the crown up, but I'm gonna use short fasteners. So anyway, I'm gonna glue these in, but the reason I want to get started on it is because I want to let it sit for a good day to take hold. So I'm gonna use liquid nails, but I want to get all these cut, especially in the corners. I gotta do all the corners, as I explained to you, my box, because that's my box. Right, so I'm filling a box, right? It's a rectangular box, but I'm filling it with crown. So I'm not, those, and I mentioned this already, those corners are no longer the corners I'll be measuring up to for the crown. So I have to build out my box for the molding, and like I said, I'll show you that when I get to it. All right, I think that's it. It's going to be nice, one full piece here and 2 fill pieces on either end to mimic down here, right? And yeah, I think because when you look at it, depending upon where you're looking at it from, right, these grout lines are going to match pretty close to the grout lines on the cripple. So and it also gives me 2 grout lines compared to the 3. See up there, 3 grout lines. So less chance of lippage and things looking little cattywampus. So I figured that's where I'm gonna go. And what else? That was it. I got it all planned out already. I didn't mark any lines, but I didn't have to because the center line is that. So I'm gonna start with the center tile, that full center tile, because that's gonna be the main focus of that cripple, right? The full center tile, and then I'll do the 2 fills. Because the measure might change. Instead of 19 and a quarter, it might change to like 19 and 3/8 or 19 and an eighth or whatever. So, all right, let me push you in. Yeah. So today we're going to work on the backer for my crown, for my 2-piece crown, and I'd like to get them cut and liquid nails in so they can set. And then I can move on to something else like this. All right, so I'll leave you with that shot right there. Thanks for watching. Happy Monday, right? Yeah, Monday. Happy Monday. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There's going to be more to come.